Hello everyone, welcome back to another beautiful day in Lisbon. Today I am taking you to Belém, one of the most beautiful and iconic areas of the city. Belém sits right by the Tejo River with wide gardens, beautiful monuments and so much history connected to Portugal's maritime past. And before we begin, a big thank you to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video. There was only one possible way to start the day in Belém, and that was with a Pastel de Belém. Pastéis de Belém is one of the most famous and traditional stops in Lisbon, so I really recommend coming early if you can, especially because the queues can get quite long throughout the day. I actually decided to sit inside, which I really recommend if you have a little more time. The space itself is very charming, with all these different rooms and that warm smell of custard tarts being made in the background. From inside, you can even see some of the pastries being prepared through the large windows, which makes the whole experience feel even more special. Afterwards, I spent some time walking through the gardens of Belém. This is one of the things I really love about this area. There are so many green spaces, benches and little corners where people just sit, talk or simply watch the day go by. Recently, I came across the concept of sonder, which is the sudden realization that every person passing by is living a life as vivid and complex as your own. And I kept thinking about it here, watching people in the gardens, each one having their own little moment. It is such a simple thought, but it makes these ordinary scenes feel so beautiful. From there, I continued walking towards the Torre de Belém. The tower is one of the great symbols of Lisbon and Portugal, and together with the Jerónimos Monastery, it is part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Belém. Even if you do not visit the inside, it is still such a beautiful monument to see from the outside. The garden in front of the tower is also one of my favorite places in Belém for a picnic, and that was exactly what I had planned for this afternoon. Unique Picnics prepared the most beautiful picnic for us, and honestly, it turned out even better than I had imagined. Everything felt so thoughtful and delicate, from the table setting to the food, the colors, and especially the flowers. We had a lovely selection of cheeses, fruits, little bites and drinks, but my favorite part was definitely the flower arrangement. It all felt very romantic, soft and so beautifully put together, like a little dream set up in the middle of Belém. And since this was such a calm moment in the middle of the day, I also wanted to take a minute to talk about the sponsor of today's video, Surfshark VPN. When I'm traveling, filming, working from cafes, hotels, airports, or even just spending the day out in the city, I often connect to public Wi-Fi networks, and even though that is very convenient, it is not always the safest option. That's why I use Surfshark VPN, as it helps me protect my online privacy by masking my IP address and helps me keep my data safer online, especially when using public Wi-Fi. So, for example, if I need to check emails, open my accounts, Surfshark gives me that extra layer of protection and peace of mind. It is also very simple to use. You just open the app, choose a location, connect, and then you can browse with more privacy and security. For me, it is one of those small tools that makes traveling and working remotely feel much easier because I am constantly using my phone and laptop on the go. And if you want to try Surfshark VPN, you can go to surfshark.com/SoniaMota or use the code SoniaMota at checkout to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. The link is also in the description and pinned comment. I think picnics are one of my favorite simple plans, especially in a place like this. They invite you to slow down in such a natural way, to sit for longer than you normally would, to talk, to look around, and to really enjoy where you are. Later in the afternoon, I had a time slot booked to visit the Jerónimos Monastery. If you are planning to visit, I really recommend booking your tickets in advance because this is one of the most visited monuments in Lisbon and it can get quite busy. The Jerónimos Monastery is one of the most impressive monuments in Portugal. It was commissioned by King Manuel I at the end of the 15th century, during a period when Lisbon was deeply connected to the maritime exploration that shaped so much of Portugal's history. As soon as you enter the cloisters, you are surrounded by these beautiful arches, carved stone, shadows, and little details everywhere. It is the kind of place where you feel like you could keep looking for hours and still notice something new. also visited the church, which is just as beautiful in a different way. The high ceilings, the stained glass windows, the soft light coming through, and all the stone details make it feel incredibly majestic. To end the day, we walked back towards the river for one last stroll and made our way to the Padrão dos Descobrimentos. It is one of the most recognizable monuments in Belém, and from here, with the river, the bridge, and the late afternoon light, you really feel the connection between Lisbon and the sea. I hope you enjoyed coming along on this slow day, discovering one of the most beautiful and historical areas of Lisbon. And before you go, thank you again to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video. And don't forget that you can go to surfshark.com/SoniaMota to get 4 extra months of Surfshark VPN. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like or a hype, as it really helps the channel, and let me know in the comments if Belém is already on your Lisbon list. Until next time.